Okay, this is video tutorial number 6 for funds in the global markets. We want to explain an exercise about option on currency. So we consider problems 1, chapter 8, page 2 to 6. Okay, Peregrine Funds, Jakarta. Samuel Samosir trades currency for Peregrine Funds in Jakarta, Indonesia. He focuses nearly all of his time and attention on US dollar Singapore dollars cross rate. The current spot rate is $0.6 for each Singapore dollars. So the exchange rate is 0.6 USA dollars for each Singapore dollars. After considerable study this week, it is concluded that the Singapore dollar will appreciate versus the USA dollar. So we can define this exchange rate as S. So we have an increase in S, which becomes equal to dollars, USA dollars 0.7 for each Singapore dollars. Now, in order to make a profit by using this hypothesis, this idea of increase in the value of Singapore dollars against USA dollars, it's possible to use options. We have two possibilities. Put on Singapore dollar at strike price equal to USA dollar 0.65 for each Singapore dollars, paying a premium equal to dollars 0.00003 for each Singapore dollar. What does it mean? Okay, then we have the other option, which is call on Singapore dollar at the same strike price 0.65 for each Singapore dollar, paying a premium equal to USA dollars 0.00046 for each USA dollars. How we can solve this problem? The first question is, should Samuel buy a put on a Singapore dollars or a call on a Singapore dollars? So we have to understand the difference between put and call. If we buy a put, in some sense is equivalent to pay a price, which is the premium, to sell at the expiration date or before the expiration date a currency at a fixed exchange rate. Buy a call is to pay a price in order to buy a currency before or at the expiration date at a fixed exchange rate. In this case, the hypothesis is an increase in the value, in exchange rate. So in this case, Samuel can buy a call option, because if he buy a call option, he can, after 90 days, to buy currency at this exchange rate, which is lower than the hypothesis of future exchange rate, paying this premium. Is a sort of insurance on the change in exchange rate. Question B. Using your answer to part A, what is Samuel's break-even price? What is the break-even price? Is the price the value of the exchange rate at which is indifferent to exercise or not the option. So this break-even price is equal to the strike price 0.65 plus the premium we have to pay, which is 0.00046. So is equal to 0.65046 USA dollars for each Singapore dollars. It means that if after 90 days the exchange rate, the actual exchange rate, is equivalent to this value, is indifferent to exercise or not the option. Now we can see in question C and D what does happen if the price, the exchange rate, is higher than the break-even price. So point C. Using your answer to part A, what is Samuel's gross profit and net profit, so including the premium, if the spot rate at the end of the 90 days is indeed 0.7? So what is the profit if after 90 days as the spot exchange rate is 0.7 USA dollars for each Singapore dollars? In this case, by exercising our option, we can buy, in some sense, but the transaction doesn't happen, but we can buy at 0.65 USA dollars for each Singapore dollars, and we can sell at the actual spot rate, which is 0.7 dollars for each Singapore dollars. So we have a profit equal to 0.05 USA dollar for each Singapore dollar inversed. But this is a gross profit, because in order to buy this call option, we have to pay this premium. So the net profit is equal to 0.05 minus the premium, which is 0.00046, which is equal to 0.04954 USA dollars for each Singapore dollars. What is important to note is that we get this profit 0.049954 investing the premium, which is 0.00046, so it's a very huge revenue. Now consider the final point D. We can delete point D. Using your answer to part A, what is Samuel's gross profit and net profit, so including the premium, if the spot rate at the end of the 90 days is indeed 0.8? In this case, the gross profit is 0.8 minus the strike price, which is 0.65, so is $0.15 for Singapore dollars, and the net profit is 0.15 minus the premium, which is 0.00046, so is equal to $0.1495 for each Singapore dollars. So is very huge profit we can get by using a call option, because I remember the premium we have to pay, the investment in SunSams, is 0.00046 dollar for Singapore dollar.